was unable to get into the call. Feel free, Dale, to get back in here, buddy, and I will answer your call. Andrew Golden is coming up next. We'll see what Andrew has to say. Andrew, welcome to the program. I love your Nightwave background, buddy.
Hey, thanks.
Andrew. Yeah, no
How's
problem.
it going?
Good,
I've actually been following you guys both for quite a long time.
Awesome, man. Glad you called in. What's going on? What's on your mind?
So, I mean, I don't know if you guys are aware of who And We Know is as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Good friends with LT, yeah.
So his video has got me thinking. On his latest video, something about the gun salute that Biden got at his inauguration. I feel like that's almost a gold mine.
It definitely is. Yeah, it was supposed to be a 21-gun salute, and it was a couple of guns short. I think it was a 19-gun salute. Yeah,
that and I heard something about when they shoot a 3-gun arrangement at the Tomb of the Unknowns, and they only fire 2 guns. They only do that for 2 occasions. One occasion was for military full funeral honors.
Okay.
And the other one was for the state arrival ceremony for a foreign dignity. Or a foreign dignitary, sorry.
Very interesting.
So, yeah, he posted a screenshot of it on his latest video.
Okay.
And of like the text and everything. And I went looking for it on the internet and that sort of thing, but I can't find anywhere that it says this exact thing other than on his video. So, but it is pretty compelling read. It says it has something to do with the SOPs of the 3rd U.S. Infantry.
Standard operating procedures. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to say, Thomas, what are your thoughts?
Okay, so Drew, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. If you can't find that anywhere,
right?
These are the thing. This is the way that I'm kind of taking myself into, because listen, I'm all aboard. But at this point, I need clarity, and everyone out there needs clarity. And I'm not saying it's you, Drew. I'm just saying, if we can't find it, we sound like dunces.
Right.
Sauce is so important. Yeah.
So, there's that. And I do know exactly what you're talking about with the 19, it was a few short. What does that mean? I know he was sworn in a few minutes before 12 o'clock. It's supposed to be 12 o'clock or after. We've looked into these things. It's very interesting. And these are, the things that, Zach said earlier in the live stream, anomalies, that we are all looking at and trying to decipher what in the hell is going on. So at this point, I think you bring a good case.
Yeah.
But
just can't find it.
That sauce, baby. It's that sauce, baby. Yeah.
It's so frustrating because, I've been doing this long enough where I remember when you used to be able to find this kind of stuff on the internet.
Exactly.
When it wasn't suppressed, and when you did a search and it wasn't just immediately like WAPO, New York Times, and Politico. It's pretty frustrating. You really have to dig through some corners of the internet in order to be able to find this stuff.
Yeah, it did. I agree. It used to be a little easier.
Yeah, yeah, most definitely. Also, I love your Boba Fett hoodie, bro. It's awesome.
Thanks. Yeah, got it from that creepy place they call Disneyland.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Did you go to the new Star Wars world? I forgot what it's called.
I got to walk through the Star Wars land a little bit before they opened it to the public.
Yeah.
So some of the screens weren't on and that sort of thing. And it's cool if you've got like $300 or $400 to drop on activities they have set up for you.
How crazy is that?
But it's not like Toontown, where like just the environment was interactive. They could have done that, and that would have been a lot cooler than trying to get $400 out of everybody. So,
well, I hear there's going to be a major retooling because they realize that the new trilogy just has completely destroyed the reputation and essentially alienated the fan base. So if they want to make any money, I mean, right now it's costing them money. I mean, it costs them more money to run it every day than they can bring in, not only because of COVID, but because, OG Star Wars fans are, just disgusted at what Kathleen Kennedy has done to the brand. And thank God for Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. Thank you, Jesus, for those guys, because they are single-handedly completely bringing Star Wars back from the brink of destruction. I'm assuming you've seen the Mandalorian seasons 1 and 2?
I have, yeah. They're a lot better than the trilogy movies. If we would have just got that from the beginning, I think the fandom would be a lot happier. So
yeah, definitely. So let me ask you this. When you saw that green lightsaber slicing through those I forgot what they're called, the dark troopers or whatever, what went through your mind?
I mean, like, you instantly knew who it was, and it was like, great. That's good world building right there. Just this random connection that he has nobody to deal with over there. But when they showed his face, I got a little uncanny valley.
I got a bit too, yeah. But
it's not perfect, but it is cool, and I like that they can do that nowadays. So that's.
I thought it was better than Leia in Rogue One. It didn't quite move correctly. The lighting was off with Luke Skywalker's face, and I mean the proportions were good, but the lighting was off. And I didn't realize until I read it later that it was actually Mark Hamill doing his own voice. The tuning on it was a little bit off too. But when I saw that green lightsaber, I said, "Oh my God." I said, is this what I think it is? And then they show his hand drop, and I'm like, he's wearing a black glove. And then they show the other hand, and I'm like, oh my God. And I got chills. I said, they brought Luke Skywalker back. They just saved the franchise. Thank you, God. And I'm looking forward to what comes next. And there is so much coming in the pipeline for Disney Star Wars now. I think that with Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau at the helm, everything's going to be good.
Can I intervene real quick? We're speaking about Disney. So Disney producer Jack Morrissey tweeted that MAGA kids should go into the wood chipper, and Disney did nothing. That's how much Disney cares about children. From Jack Morrissey on Twitter, #MAGA kids should go screaming hat first into a wood chipper. Oh,
was that after Nick Sandmann and the Covington incident?
This I think was absolutely very recently. This was actually tweeted out by an Open Secret. I don't know who that is, but that was posted today, and it was actually a still image from Jack Morrissey. If you guys if you are still on Twitter and you're able to go to that account at Jack Morrissey, check that out. Yeah, so MAGA kids should go head first into a wood chipper, Fargo style.
This is another thing that I think is going to be an awakening for the population, because they've seen us get just absolutely censored at every juncture. Our voice is not there anymore. So what's left? Garbage like this guy. That's all that Twitter is now. It's a frigging cesspool of just terrible statements like that. Hot takes on conservatives and children and, religion, whatever it might be. So,
I find it very interesting with the whole Twitter and them removing people and stuff like that. And the excuse is always like, oh, well, they're a private business, so they can run it how they want, right? And that's basically, but what about all the small businesses that can't operate because of COVID? Well, they're a private business. Can't they do what they want?
Yeah, you would think.
Same kind of thing, right? I mean, I know it's not exactly the same with the Section 230 or whatever, but still.
So my buddy James sent me an email. He said a 19-gun salute is for the death of a vice president. U.S. Naval History, Idaho Statesman, 2017. Fun facts. So maybe we can look into that and we can see what's going on. Yeah, definitely good information. Oh, you guys, I just realized I never put the meeting ID on the screen. Let me go ahead and do that, and we will get you guys in here. Please make sure you use the Zoom application with that link, or you can just dial that number and use the passcode. 2 different numbers, and meeting ID and passcode are right there. All right, well, Andrew, thank you very much for calling, brother. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys taking me, and keep up the great work, because we watch you all the time.
All right, brother. I appreciate you.
Thanks, bro.
Have a great night.
Likewise.
Cool piece. All right. Bringing our next caller in. Let's see. We've got some returning callers here. I can see some people's names. Andrea is coming up next.
Hello.
Hello, Andrea. How are you tonight?
Good. How are you doing? Thanks for having me on.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much for calling. So what's on your mind?
Well, so I go by Andy Girl 13 in the chat, but I wanted to jump on. I had called into Brad last night and had way too much to drink. So what you had just said earlier about your sobriety really resonated with me. And it's funny because I usually cap it at 2, and I started drinking like at 2:30 yesterday. I just had a day.
Mm-hmm.
And but I came on with, all this stuff. I was like, the EOs aren't in yet and all this stuff. And then wham bam, thank you, ma'am. There they appeared today on the website. So fully vet everything, guys, because I didn't, and I look like an idiot now. So
it's no problem. Here's the thing. This is a special time, Andrea. Everybody.
Call me Andy.
Oh, I'm sorry, Andy. So
sorry.
No, it's okay.
That's
I just looked at your name on the screen and it just came out. So I mean, it's a wild time. Everybody is, like Thomas said earlier. I mean, we all had our preconceived notions of what was going to happen on Inauguration Day.
Right.
I mean, I literally could not see a Joe Biden presidency, in my mind. And here's the thing, again, going back to all of those anomalies. I mean, I don't think that we actually are seeing that. I mean, he didn't take the oath of office. It didn't happen in the order in which it was supposed to happen. I think that, we're seeing a movie, and it is, just something that we have to kind of sit back and say, okay, all right, we got to let it go. And in the meantime, while we get these bits of information and we're trying to figure it out, it is so easy to be like, man, I want to share this with people. I want to get this out in the wild and see what everybody else has to say about it. So, don't beat yourself up too bad about it is all I'm saying.
Thank you for that. Yeah. And what Tom was saying about, give me the crumb, give me the breadcrumb. Like we were told to follow them, but,
yep.
And I think I get really caught up in that. I don't know if I'm sure a lot of other people do as well, but I'm stretching at this point, dude, to find anything that I can in order to make sure that Biden is not the president. I mean, I'll find anything. And then I research and I'm like looking at every little inconsistency, and it's really not the way to go. And something today that Craig said on his thing, he said, let's look at the facts. We know this.
Yep.
We know that the deep state exists. We know, we're all here together. We know what we've been told and what we're given, and all we can do at this point is be patient and work with it, and essentially just wait and pray.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been trying to do that. In fact, today I took a little off day, and I put off in air quotes because I was still definitely checking in here and there, but I got caught up on all the work that I missed this week for actual work because I was so invested in all of this.
Right.
And, it really does consume a huge part, I think, of the mind and our day. And I've had a couple of chats going with some folks who have been, and I said, I'm really trying to red pill my husband, and it's been a struggle, but, they're like, be careful what you say to him. He's going to think you're nuts and all this stuff. And I'm like, well, he already thinks that. We've known each other for over 20 years. We're good. I said, but what is so funny about him is that, I can, don't mind my dog barking in the background. I'm sorry. He's a puppy.
That's fine. I know. Hazard of the trade. It happens.
Right. Yeah. But it's funny because he'll sit there and he'll poke fun here and there at me, but I have you guys on and he is in the other room straining to listen.
What's your husband's name? Can you tell us? Can you give us a name?
Yeah, I don't care. His name is Brian.
Brian.
He's not on tonight. He's at work tonight. So
okay, all right. Well, when he watches the replay, Brian, you're always welcome. All right, you're always welcome, Brian.
I think at some point he may join. He's been kind of blown away with some of the stuff that people have been coming out with, and doesn't always quite admit it, but he definitely sees that there's something off with this. And there's certainly with that inauguration, I mean, my God, it was strange.
Yeah.
It was a weird day.
It was almost as if they couldn't wait to get him in there and, go through the process. They had to make sure that they did it as quickly as possible.
Exactly.
So then they could say, okay, legitimate, and, I mean, Thomas, I mean, what do you think, man? I mean, this is the perfect example, just a regular, normal person looking at the situation and saying, I might not believe all this conspiracy stuff, but this doesn't pass the smell test. Something isn't right.
So when it comes to that, these are the things that we need, that this is within, I believe, the Constitution, that this is written into law, that we need to show people this and just be like, why don't you read this? Hey, you watch CNN every day, you watch MSNBC every day. Just read this and tell me what you think. If they don't buy it, then they don't buy it. Then you move forward. This is what we do. That's why that meme is out there, where you see the woman in the house, and then you see Pepe on the horse, and it's like, wake all the normies up. If you can't wake them up, move forward, keep going, because some are destined to wake up and be left in the dust, and others are to wake up alongside of us, and then eventually the ones left in the dust will wake up. But in the meantime, just move forward. That is exactly what we're supposed to do, is just spread information, spread logical information, and continue to press forward. That's the entirety of it all.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Andy, we've got a lot of callers, so I want to make sure we can get to some more. But thank you so much for calling. I appreciate it.
Sure.
Take care of
Thank
yourself.
you. Thanks for having me. All right. Bye, guys.
Yep. We'll see you.
See ya.
Bye.
All right. And we've got just a couple of thank yous to give on Cash App. Brian, I guess this was last night after the show. He said, watch Cliff High's latest video, Predictive Linguistics. Cliff High's an interesting guy. I think I'd like to have him on the show. He developed this algorithm which scrapes the internet essentially for keywords, and he's used it to predict world events. And it's been pretty right on. So thank you very much for that, Brian. I'll go ahead and I'll check it out. Also to Mitzi. Thank you very much, Mitzi. Appreciate that. Also, thank you to Andrew. He says, check out who produced Mad Max. Who produced Mad Max? I know about the director, but I'm not very clear on who produced Mad Max. I know that Mel Gibson is in that. Mel Gibson's a patriot. Also, thank you to Tanya. She says, happy 3 years. Get a monster
Steve
on
Mnuchin.
me. 14 years for me. What'd you say, Thomas?
Steve Mnuchin?
Was Steve Mnuchin a producer on Mad Max? It's an Australian movie, so I was imagining it would be an Australian producer. I'll pull up IMDb while we get another caller on the line here. We've got Group C coming in. Long time no speak to Group
Hey!